high as they will, and try as they might. Whose deals be gold, won't live through the night.
Welcome, fellow Kiss fans. Welcome to It's All For You Demons, celebrating the fun of being a Kiss fan tonight, celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. St. Patrick's Day, of course, was yesterday. I hope you drank lots of green beer. We're going to do that later on tonight. And I hope you enjoyed a little bit of this man, the Green Man of our favorite supergroup. And, you know, get out your Peter Criss solo record this weekend and spin a little Peter Criss love celebrating St. Patrick's Day. My dog is in the way. Do you love Peter Criss as much as I do? Because the Peter Criss solo album is one of my most played solo albums. Gene Simmons, of course, #1, my most played. Peter Criss is a whopping #2. I know that doesn't set well with a lot of people. A lot of people are like, are you crazy? Ace is #1. Everything else just falls in line. Me, myself, in high school, I didn't really care for the Peter Criss solo album, and it really struck me as an adult. I had one of those rainy day, kind of gray sky fall days, rainy, Halloween, right around the corner, and I put on the Peter Criss solo record, and I thought, you know what? This is everything I love about late 70s good times era disco. And boom, Peter Criss became my second most played record of the bunch. And today we are going to talk about that single, You Matter to Me, because today we are looking at the UK 45 of You Matter to Me on colored vinyl with the mask. Not a lot of difference, you know, between these. We've already talked about Gene, we've talked about Paul. Today we're talking about Peter. But I will say, as we go through this collection, the mask get better and better and better. Kind of like my opinion on the Peter Criss solo record from when I was a teen. Let's take a look at the UK 45 now. The Peter Criss You Matter to Me UK limited edition green vinyl with mask. Again, not going to spend a huge amount of time on these because they are no different than the Gene and Paul singles that we have already covered. Once again, just very cool front cover art, super big with that You Matter to Me written in a different shade of green, which is always fun. I love the Peter Criss logo in that solo album font. The back, same as all the others. This 45 featuring You Matter to Me on side 1 and Hooked on Rock and Roll on side 2. Again, that ad, don't miss the solo albums by Kiss. And the single itself in green vinyl with that wonderful giant solo album art on the center ring. And the B-side with the Casablanca Records and Filmwork ring. But again, super fun to collect all 4 of these. Super cool idea to do these in the solo album colors. Even back then, to do these in the solo album colors. Kind of fun to see that solo album merchandising machine running wild. And wild it was running with the inclusion of these. And I said in the beginning, in the intro, that these masks just keep getting cooler and cooler. Paul's was really neat. And I am really loving Peter's. Look at this, like, shadowed green on the side of his face there. The whiskers shadowed in green in that dark shadow of his face. Got the silver nose. Again, much like Paul, you have that jagged rock and roll-esque to his hair around the mask. I don't know, it's a tough one. And again, we'll look at all 4 of these when we're done. But Paul's mask had a really cool, almost like a lot of purple around his hair. Peter's is super neat, but there's just not a lot. Paul had a lot more purple to his hair, probably because Paul has more hair and more poofier hair. But I am loving of Peter's that green shadow on the side. These are so much fun, and I am, with Peter, I have discovered I have a slight dilemma. My goal was to frame each mask under the solo album poster. These are the 78 solo album posters. I've had these framed for decades now, and underneath them I have the merch forms framed. My goal was, once I started getting into these masks, I thought I would frame the mask under said solo album. And as Gene's mask was the first mask I got, I thought I would frame the mask in these record frames that you can just buy at Joann's. I thought, oh cool, it fits perfectly in there. I will buy 4 of these frames, buy some like backing paper, red, blue, green, purple, and frame the mask underneath the solo album. Well, Gene, with his beehive hairdo, you can do that too. Paul, I noticed, was a tad larger, and Peter's is very much bigger. He doesn't fit in an album frame, so this is going to be a hunt for the right size frames. I may end up framing them all together, but that's my dilemma now. In the long run, I think it's a good problem to have. It's a fun problem to have, so no complaints here. But one day, these masks will be up on the wall. But until then, they are super fun to get out and look at. The absolute beauty of that 1978 solo album merchandising machine. Now let's go see what this looks like in the light.
Tell her to go to the light. No!
And how she spins on the player. There she is in the light, glorious and green. Thank you for hanging with us tonight and waxing a little St. Patrick's Day rock and roll nostalgia. The day after St. Patrick's Day, but we still had fun. We poured a green beer. We looked at a cool 45. And we got to love on our doggies. Be good to your babies. Spay, neuter, microchip. Take care. Be safe. We will talk to you soon.